What's up, restaurant owners? If you're looking for some new ideas, some new strategies to market your restaurant, you are in the right place today. I am here with Lee Hammond. He's from the UK, from Magnetic Hospitality, but he's also a restaurant owner. So he has a very good idea on both sides. Lee, welcome. Tell us your story. What do you have going on with restaurant marketing?
I've had an unhealthy obsession with digital marketing for coming up probably 10 years, really. So yeah, we started out first of all starting an agency, wanting to start an agency to help out restaurants and pubs in Wales where we're based, and just found myself not doing what I sort of wanted to do, not doing the stuff I was learning off people online. So sort of these early days sort of gurus and sort of influencers that was with direct response and things like that. And trying to put these strategies in place into sort of restaurants and bars, and it was hard, man. Yeah, and what I ended up doing is I ended up just doing some Facebook ads and bits and pieces for people, and they weren't really working. I couldn't really work out why they weren't working. I couldn't justify charging what I'd need to charge as a career side of things, and then yeah. So I went to the point then where I was selling. No, what I was doing is I was helping restaurants with things like their card terminals, like their websites, things like that. It was just like this sort of almost like a mentor to people, and it wasn't sort of ticking a box of what I really wanted to go into, because for 10 years before that I've been sort of selling into the hospitality industry with a different business, and every day I'd be like, the first question you always ask when you go into a restaurant is how's it been, sort of thing. It's like, oh, and you'd hear these excuses coming, oh, the weather's not been great. And I'd always have this thing that it's just a little bit of marketing that just needs to be done. And so being in business from 21, being in marketing and sales from 21, that was my idea. I wanted to go in, but it didn't really start to slot into place until I was helping a client out with all these bits and pieces sort of things, and I was getting all a little bit down in the dumps and wasn't going in the direction I wanted to. And then my wife texted me and said, do you know the pub in our village? And we live in the Brecon Beacons up in the hills. The pub in our village is up for lease, up for sale. And within a week, I think I was in there signing the lease to take this place on, thinking, I'm going to work it out. And I was like, yeah, this is fine. I'm going to just do all the marketing when I get in there. But yeah, it didn't work like that. It didn't work like that at all. That was 2018. So yeah, 2018, we've taken on the pub. 2 years it took before I had a chance to do any marketing. And the only reason I had a chance to do any marketing is because we all got locked down for COVID and I could stop. So yeah, I had maybe a year and a half, 2 years of actually understanding what it's like to be a restaurant owner, and what it's like to sort of bootstrap a restaurant from zero sort of knowledge, from just an idea and a sort of dream that you've got to do it. And that's me going into the market. So yeah, we understood it a little bit.
Yeah, go ahead. I apologize.
Yeah, no, that's how we got into it. So yeah.
Yeah, so you've got such a great, unique experience and perspective. You've got this framework for restaurant owners. Walk us through that. How does that work? What's this marketing framework?
So it's really important to understand that we came from a place where, I didn't really have the money to start a restaurant. We just had the opportunity to land on our laps, and like a lot of times, you've got to make that decision to go into it. So yeah, we ended up in what is this, whatever you want to call it. It's just this ride where you can't actually get anything done. You're learning, you're filling holes in buckets constantly. And when lockdown came, it gave me that sort of time to go, okay, how do we do this? I hired a couple of coaches in my own life at the time as well to sort of like square everything off in my life. But it was, we just decided that sort of for 7 days a week, we've been trying to serve everybody. And we just made the decision at that point that we were just going to focus on trying to do a really, really good job for one person. And sort of COVID gave us that excuse to say, okay, we're not opening 7 days when we open. We're just going to open these days, mainly because those are the days that we can serve that one person. And that's where we sort of discovered serving that one guest makes everything a lot easier for us. And as we explored it more then and sort of went more into it, we started to start to build this sort of rule that we have with everything now, which is we call it power of one. And I think lots of sort of people will teach you it, but it's in hospitality. It's really, really important if you're going to have the time to do the stuff that you need to, like your finances and your marketing, which are the bits of running your business that are going to give you money in your own pocket and make you successful. Then you can focus on the power of one, and that's just one guest. So we call it who, what, and how internally, and it's who's your guest, who is it you're going to solve a problem for? Because I think what's the quickest way to make the way you make money is you find a person, you solve a problem, and you create the product for that problem, and you sell it to them. And that's all we're doing in hospitality, really. We're not there to serve everybody anymore. We just need to come up with that one product. We certainly do in our sort of industry, which is the pub restaurant side of things. One product, and then we just decided to go, okay, what are we going to be the best at doing? What is the one product we're going to be known for? And we tried a few things. We did what everybody else does, and you hire a chef as business owners. You're going to, all right, we're going to create this, and that didn't work out. And out of that came this idea of what product. We looked at the numbers, and there was one product in this sort of chef's menu that everybody was buying, so we jumped on that bandwagon. And we're on a journey of trying to be the best at pizza in our area, because it's really hard to get good pizza in in the mountains of Wales. There isn't any really. You've got sort of your big brand pizza company, and that's it really. So we're doing that, and it's you focus on that one product, and everything else sorts around it, and then you focus on what your one strategy is for getting those people in to try it. So you focus on that guest, you focus on that product, and you focus on your one strategy. And for us, and the sort of new opportunity that we've been working on the last 12 months, and what's seen it's seen 30% growth every month. So every month, year to year, we've seen a 30% growth in between 2022 and 2023, which around here is like everybody else is struggling. We're seeing growth. So I think it comes down to this sort of new vehicle we're using, which is the membership side of things. It's really tailoring all our messaging to sort of membership. All our team are focused around membership. Everybody's focused around this membership thing, where we've built out everything we could possibly do to solve that problem for our guest, emphasizing the products we're best at. And we started to add other products that we want to be best at as well. But really, our one thing is pizza we get known for. But there are other products that solve the problem for that one guest. And then there's the membership then.
I think it's brilliant. I love the one product, one guest, one service. Let's unpack that a little bit. So if I'm a restaurant owner, how can I apply that power of one concept to my marketing, my day-to-day marketing? Let's say for the next 30 days, I want to really focus on the power of one. What should I do?
Yeah, I think you can go back to the drawing board. You can do it really, really quickly as well. It's like the best way I like to do it is like if you've already got a restaurant you're running, and you're there serving everybody, you've got a really long menu, you've got lots of different people coming in, spending different amounts of money. Just choose one person that's your favorite. Why do you need to be? You want to be in business. You want to serve somebody you like. Imagine your best friend, or imagine your best family members come in. What would you do? What product would you put in front of them and go, you need to try this? Because you'll know the answer. You'll know that person is in your mind. If I could fill my restaurant with 100 of that person with their family every night that I'm open, or actually I'm only going to be open these nights because those are the only nights they come in, and all of a sudden you've got a lot of free time to work on your marketing and your finance. It's a very hard mental shift to do, but that is the way sort of sometimes if your restaurant is telling you that's what your numbers are telling you need to do. But yeah, focus on that one person. What would you do to really, really impress them? Maybe they're staying for a couple of weeks. They've come back in. You haven't seen them for ages. They're your best friend. They're your favorite person. What are you going to put in front of them? What else are you going to treat them to? What cocktail are you going to grab them? What beer do they need to try? What coffee do you do at the end of the night? How would you structure the perfect night for them? How can you build all that into a package then for your perfect guest? So you've got your perfect guest because you already know them. If you're only going in, then who's the person that you want to serve going in? If you haven't gone into your restaurant yet, you're only going, who would be the person you want to serve? Now that might evolve. You have to be ready to pivot. But if you've been in for 10 years, you all know who that person is. Solve that person's problems. And then just focus on the product. and change all of your wording in your marketing to come around that person and to be around that product, and then build a stack of products around that's going to solve all their problems, and re-engineer your business around it. And if you need time to work on your marketing and things, if that guest doesn't come in on certain days, maybe you need to look at closing those days. We did. We're going into too many sort of on claims. We surprised ourselves this year because earlier in the year we looked at this ourselves and we said, why are we open on a Thursday and Friday lunchtime? So we're growing 20% with this mindset to 111. We've grown 20% this year, and we've closed down to 22 hours a week. So we're only open 22 hours a week, and we've grown. So we've closed down 2 lunchtime services because our perfect guest wasn't coming into those days. We've made a significant amount, which surprised us, in extra gross profit from closing down days, and we're turning over more. It's mad. It shouldn't work in the things that we're taught in hospitality. We have to be open all the time. But once you start to serve that one guest, you've got time to make things better. You've got time to improve products. You've got time to make sure these staff are trained a lot better and seeing these guests when they come in. You've got time to do the marketing that's required to market that package, to market your membership. And we've got other ways that we do that on the marketing side of things. These are just the first 3 steps that we teach in magnetic hospitality, but these are the fundamentals. This is what I've spent a year going around talking to people and teaching people about, to find out what people's experiences on it. And it's hard. It's a hard thing for people to sort of grasp, because you think you have to serve everybody. You think you have to open up to start doing breakfast. You think you have to do lunch. You think you have to find another avatar to serve. It's the complete opposite.
Yep. I love it. My kind of analogy of that is the pumpkin plan. Have you heard of the pumpkin plan?
No, I haven't.
So it's a book. Mike Michalowicz, he's the author. He wrote Profit First. And basically, it's the idea, if you want to grow the prize-winning pumpkin at the fair, what do? You plant a bunch of seeds and you kind of watch them grow. And as they grow, you'll see some are getting bigger, some are smaller. And you tear out all of the smaller ones because they're sucking the nutrients and everything from the big pumpkin. And then over time, everything's going into that big pumpkin and it gets gigantic. Sounds kind of like what you're talking about with, like, let's really focus on, we're going to be really known for pizza. That's our thing. We're going to be known for pizza. We're going to get really good at that, and kind of putting all your eggs in that basket. Is that what I hear you saying?
Yeah, I mean, test what resonates, basically. Look at what your best selling product is, and also look at what your best margin is. The reason we ended up on pizza was because of something I heard. I can't remember where I heard it, but it's the way that I think it might be Alex Hormozi was turning around. When he looks at companies, you take the most profitable product and you engineer your operations and your business to make sure that is your best selling product. And I was like, okay, let me dive into my POS system a second. I was like, oh no, my best selling product is my worst margin product. We need to address this. So yeah, so it was like, okay, we need to put the price up on our best selling product, which was a commodity beer, which is and we need to sort of sell less of that, if anything, and start to sort of, how can we start messaging to sell into more stuff, because you want your best selling product to be most profitable as well. So
yeah.
It needs to be yours as well, and that was my biggest lesson that I learned coming into the pub, was that you need to own that product. So you've got commodity products, which are if you look at commodity products, they're the things that people have already done all the marketing for you on. You're paying for it to be done. So your big brand beers, maybe foods that you buy in that have got brands on, chocolate bars. Those sorts of things, they've already had the marketing spend on there. So all you've got to do is put them up and they'll sell themselves. They're commodities. People that sell the most of them is the person who sells the cheapest, or the person who has got the best proprietary products you own, products that you've got that 75 to 90% gross profit on, because you own the recipe, because people come in, they'll pay a premium because they can only get it from you. The one thing you serve needs to be a product you own, because it needs to be your most profitable. And you build in other products then which are equally at that level, and you build out your membership package which solves a problem for your perfect guest. So those products solve problems for your perfect guest.
Well, okay, so let's dive in on that. We talked about finding your perfect guest, your perfect product. What about perfect service? Talk to us about that. What should we do?
So one of this has found for us is that one of the way that we market. So there's two ways that we market. So the way that we market what we do is we build a membership package, but that's the end result. That's the ultimate goal, is to get somebody to sign up to your membership. You have to proposing a membership to somebody that doesn't know you is like proposing on a first date. You have to design a roadmap to take people through to this membership. Now ours is we've got lead magnets and things which are cookbooks and things like, and other people's contributions that sort of sign us off. We've got the normal things like Google Ads that bring people into that roadmap. But the way that we do is we splinter it off. So we go, okay, this is our VIP package, which is an annual package. But we take a splinter off and we go, okay, have this, you can be VIP for the day. All you got to do is give us your email address and we'll send one out in the post to you. It's your VIP package. This is how you come and experience Little Bathin as a VIP. And that is really, really easy to focus your team around as well, because you look at the booking software, you see the people coming on vouchers, you do the training. This is how we treat VIPs. You do separate it a little bit. If somebody just wanders in off the street, and they still have you're in hospitality, so they still have a really, really good service offer. You serve them, they're going to pay more for it because they've just come in cold off the street. They'll pick up your four walls marketing and go, oh, if they live locally, they're going to go, oh, I can get a free this, I can get a free cocktail if it's in the ladies' toilets. Oh, I can get free pizza, I can get 25% off the Welsh beers if it's in the men's toilets. They'll go to the same landing page, they get VIP experience. But you can train your staff around it. It's okay, a voucher holder is a VIP, and it's a complete flip on its head to what a voucher. Imagine if you'd got a voucher off Groupon back 5 years ago when everybody was using it. You'd go in, you'd be sat by the toilets, everybody would be looking at you as if you were a cheapskate. You wouldn't feel valued at all, and you wouldn't go back. And that's why I never used to buy coupons. But this isn't a coupon, this is a VIP experience of your VIP pack. You give people that trial. And it's really, really easy to train the youngest of staff around it, because the second that somebody sat down and they're marked as a VIP, you've done your VIP training. This is how we treat VIPs. This is how we treat everybody else. They're not necessarily VIP, but it just laser focuses your team as well. It laser focuses your business model. Everybody understands. Everybody sees when somebody signs up as something that they've contributed to, because okay, our back end, our sales and marketing is automated. But when they come in, it's your team's job. It's your job, it's your team's job, it's your product's job to shine, like we've always done in hospitality. But at least we know who we're actually going to pull the red carpet out for before they're there. And we found it a lot easier to focus as a small team as well around having that membership, having that VIP for the day, knowing who they are and building those relationships with people as we grow.
Speaking my language, I mean, memberships, the way that we are moving, people want a really good experience. It doesn't just have to be giving away food, as you know. I mean, it could be entrances to events or, different things. I mean, lots of opportunities. Love it. So, okay, if someone wants to start taking baby steps with your formula, what should they do? What would be a baby step someone could start taking today?
Like I said, if they wanted to do it themselves, then look at that. Who's your favorite? Who is the person you want to serve? What is the product that you own, which you want to focus behind? You get really passionate about that. You, as an attractive character of the business, can go out, talk about all day to get leads organically in through that sort of means, and then start to build a package out. If you were going to impress your best mate or your mum who you haven't seen for 5 years and she wants to come and see you at a restaurant, what's the products you're going to put in front of them? How are you going to serve them best? And then put that into a stack, as Russell Brunson calls it, something that's so irresistible that your perfect guest is going to feel stupid saying no to it. The secret to sales. And then start to splinter that off then to people wherever you can get leads. Put it on your Facebook profile as a link to somewhere where they can download this voucher. Send it as an email, send it out in the post, charge for it if you like. And get it going. If you want to do it that way, you can do it that way. Otherwise, if you want to, I've been doing these consultations for free over the last year because I see this as a big opportunity for hospitality as we are right now, to actually change the way that we think, to really specialize. limit our menus down to sort of specialist menus, limit our sort of days to only serve our customer, be an expert in our sort of field rather than this sort of we've had to serve everybody, and the only thing that suffers there is service and food, which is what we should be known for. So, but if people want to reach out to me, they can reach out to me, and I can sort of help them with what we're doing with magnetic hospitality. So,
well, absolutely. I mean, you've got so much knowledge. If someone wants to work with you, where can they find you?
Yeah, just jump on. Everything is magnetic hospitality. That's LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook. Yeah, we're slowly building sort of profiles out there, free trainings, just to sort of help people with the first three steps, the fundamentals really, which is the big shift in thinking in how to be profitable in a restaurant. Yeah, and if they need to see anything that we're doing at the Towpath, the easiest thing to do there is there's a link on my profile. They can click that. They can see how we're doing it every day in the Towpath. This isn't a concept. It's not an idea that we've had, but it is. It's just about 10,000 ideas that we've tried over the last 5 years. Try, fail, and this is where we're seeing results this year on, and I think it's sort of time we can start to share it. So yeah, jump on my profile, look at how we're doing it at the Towpath, hook up with me, ask me any questions you want to, and we can move forward there. But really, yeah, it's a change of thinking. I think that the hospitality industry is going to need, especially if we're going to compete with big VC-backed chains that just looking at margin and stuff on food and herding as many people in as they can for the lowest price they can, making the biggest margins. So we need to fight for independence, and independent food is what I love to grow for, and it's what we love to sort of really get behind as far as our restaurant as well. So
awesome. Lee Hammond from Magnetic Hospitality, thank you for joining us today.